My name's Mia Fragale, and this is my presentation on Wonder, written by R.J. Palacio. All right, Wonder the novel. The author is R.J. Palacio, published on Valentine's Day, 2012, which is February 14th. The genre is contemporary realistic fiction, which is it's a middle grade novel, which I read it in middle school and I absolutely loved it. This is why I picked it. It was adapted into a movie in 2017, and it was written because of an encounter with a child who had a craniofacial difference. So RJ Palacio was at an ice cream store and her child could not stop staring at the child with the craniofacial difference. And that is what inspired to help her write this book. All right, RJ Palacio, she was an author and graphic designer before she wrote Wonder. She designed book covers for famous authors, and Wonder was her first and best selling novel. The meaning behind Wonder. It started the Choose Kind movement, and it was about a kid named August Pullman. He has Treacher Collins syndrome, and he was homeschooled all his life because he feared that he would get bullied by his peers because of the way that he looked, which he did. He attended regular school starting in fifth grade, which he was terrified of doing, and he got bullied by his peers. All right, the different perspectives and characters. The novel is told from different perspectives, which is what I like the most about this novel. Augie's perspectives and chapters. It shows fear about school and avoidance from peers, and it shows how he finds real friends. So throughout the book, at first, he was like so scared of school. He was crying, begging his parents to not let him go to public school. Then he was like avoided by his peers by the way that he looked because they were scared of him. And he actually wore a NASA helmet, like an astronaut helmet, first before he got like comfortable with his peers. And he found his real friends who stuck up for him when he was getting bullied. Via's perspective, which is his older sister, um, shows how being Augie's sister affects her life. And she has a boyfriend and she basically spends all of her time with him because his parents don't like they don't pay attention to her. Sorry, I mean her. And yeah, she feels like that her parents focus too much on Augie, which they do because he has this craniofacial difference, which took many surgeries to do. Jack and Summer, which Augie met in school, which they actually helped him tour the school and helped him be comfortable. Their perspectives focus on the development of loyalty, friendships, and kindness. So Jack and Summer, they weren't too fond of Augie at first. Summer was more fond of Augie, but Jack was on the verge. He was like, eh. But they eventually stuck up for him when he was being bullied in the woods. Film, adapt- Film adaptation. The film was adapted into a movie in 2017. It was directed by Stefan Chbosky, who also directed The Perks of Being a Wallflower, which is a amazing movie. Cast is Jacob Tremblay, Julia Roberts. Jacob Tremblay is Augie. Julia Roberts is his mom. Owen Wilson, which is his dad. Isabella Vidolchik, which is his sister. Noah Jupe, Bryce Geestar, Mandy Patinkin, David Diggs, Daniel Rose Russell. What I like about the book. I love the overall message. I think that everyone should be kind. It inspired me to be a better person and it made me reflect how I talk to people. Helps imagine what Augie is going through because of like the description in the book. And I personally love the movie more because it really like brings it to life, like what he's going through. But I also love like imagining things and imagining scenarios. It also includes different point of views, which I also love because I've never seen a book actually do that. And I think that's so unique and it like really stood out to me. What I like about the film. The actors played the part very well. They got really into like the characters and like the scenes, and they just overall did an amazing job. It shows that kids who are going through a rough time with bullying or making friends, it shows that they're not alone, which I think is like very good because tons of kids get bullied for the way that they look, the way that like they act, the way that they dress. Stays true to the book. It like yeah. Augie has special interests like NASA, which I really like because it like really brings out his like personality and like who he truly is. I chose this literary piece. It's an easy yet meaningful read. I usually don't like to read books, but this really kept me hooked. I was like, oh my gosh, like what's next? What's next? It's a classic in my opinion. I think that everyone should read it. And in middle school, my teacher made everyone read it, and that is how I found out about Wonder. Discusses important themes including empathy, bullying, compassion, friendship, and inner strength, is which are all characteristics except like bullying that I think everyone should have. It helps like direct away from bullying and like discusses the like why it's so bad. And that's my presentation.